how it's like the energetic, how it's like the energetic body is, of course, that layer that the energy rides in on. So prana, life force energy, which is prana maya kosha, the word prana is in there. The prana is the divine life force energy, and that's what Reiki is. And it's really cool because they integrate together. They are the same thing. And when you think about it, a lot of people think like prana is our breath, but it's not. It's the energy that rides on the wave of the breath and comes into our body and invigorates all life. And so knowing that, then it's super helpful to like have that distinguish of like, oh, we need our breath to bring in the vital life force energy. And this is why the breath is such a major access point for people doing any of this kind of work, because when you allow that vital life force energy to come into your body to invigorate you and to give you that life force, you can then use that to transform and transmute anything. And so the beauty in that too is when you think about it, when you're bringing in your breath, you're drawing in prana, you're drawing in this energy from the universe, and that is the energy that is alchemizing and allowing you to, when we say draw that breath into any area of tension, any area of pain, any area of sensation, anything that you might notice, you can literally think of a beautiful bright white light or any color light coming into an area and a point in your body and like going, here we go. Let's help that. Let's alleviate that. Let's be that divine force that already knows what to do. And you don't need to control that. You just need to allow it.
I love that you say that, because that is literally my plan for our yoga practice today, is to do that exact thing. So what a perfect segue into our movement and our breath practice today. So we're going to start moving. We're going to go through yoga asana, and it will be a vinyasa practice today. If you like blocks, if you have them at home, awesome. You can have them at the top of the mat, but they are not a requirement for you today. And then we're going to move into some breath work at the end of Kapalabhati. As a reminder, Kapalabhati is an inhale about halfway, 3/4 of the way. Forceful exhale through the nose. The inhale happens effortlessly, and your belly button pumps into the spine to create that energy to come out of the body. And what we're going to do today in our yoga practice is really tap into both of our Anamaya and our Pranamaya Kosha. And so using the physical body to feel the energy, to feel into our muscles, our tissues, how we're responding physically to the world around us, and then using the prana to tap into, as Lizzie was saying, the waves of energy that move through the breath. And so we're going to start on our back today. And so coming on to your spine and to any shape that you desire to come into. And so that can be just a gentle shavasana with the legs down long, arms down by the side. If there is some other shape though, take that. So maybe the feet want to be planted on the floor with the knees bent, knees knocked together. Maybe it's a Supta Baddha Konasana. The hips feel a little tight, so you bring the soles of the feet together. Let the knees come out wide. If you have pillows or blocks and you want to put them under the knees as well, you can. Again, our practice today, both the breath and the asana, is about not only being aware of our body and our energy, but using it to transform and alchemize how we have landed today, if it doesn't align with who or what we desire to be. And so I invite you to just notice here as you arrive, getting any movement out if you feel like you need to get movement out. So you can wiggle, you can twitch, you can shimmy, shake those shoulders, rock the head from side to side. But once you find stillness, how are you feeling today? How are you feeling today? Physically in your body, where is sensation? What is most alive? Noticing the spaces that feel open and free, as well as noticing the areas that feel sticky, stuck, cranky, and tight. And then on an energetic level, today we'll first begin by connecting with our three centers of our body where our parasympathetic and our sympathetic nervous system cross. And so the first being just at the base of the throat. So taking one of your hands, place your thumb at that soft spot, your clavicle, and let your palm just rest on the top of the chest. Take 3 big breaths just into the top of your chest, feeling the top of the chest rise against the palm on the inhale, feeling it collapse on the exhale. And this can be in and out of the nose or in the nose, out of the mouth. You decide. Big breath in, big breath out. Good. One more. Big breath in, big breath out. And take a pause. Let the breath simmer. Let it come to its natural cadence. How does that area of the body feel? How does that space, your clavicle, the top of the chest, how does it feel? Energetically, just beneath the surface of the skin, what are you connecting to? Good. And then take that same palm and just bring it to your mid torso. So, right in the center of your body, not at your navel, just above. So, your mid rib cage. We're going to breathe into there the same. So, just breathing into the mid belly. On your inhale, feel the belly puff up against the palm and feel it contract on the exhale. Good. 2 more. Inhale and exhale. Good. Last one. Inhale and exhale. Letting the breath simmer. How does that center of the body feel? Energetically, what does it feel like for you there? Good. Last area, take your thumb, place it just above your navel. Take your pointer finger, place it just below, and let the rest of the 4 fingers scan across your low belly. We're just breathing into the low belly pelvic floor region. So inhale and exhale. Good. Inhale and exhale. Nice work, everyone. Inhale and exhale. How does that area feel for you? Notice sensation, energy just below the surface of the skin. Now, out of those 3 areas, so base of the throat, clavicle, mid torso, low belly, was there one that felt maybe a bit more contractive, constricted, sticky, stuck? Move your hand back to that area of the body. From here, we're taking 3 big rounds of Ujjayi pranayama to start to move some of that stagnant energy around. And so for your Ujjayi pranayama, let your tongue gently rest at the top of your teeth, your palate, to create a little bit of a constriction at the back of the throat. You're taking this breath full and complete. It is audible out of the nose like a wave. So big inhale, audible exhale. Good. Inhale, audible exhale. Last one. Inhale and an audible exhale. And I invite you to stay with that Ujjayi pranayama, your wave like oceanic breath as we continue throughout this practice. But you can let that palm go and find some movement. Maybe you wiggle a little, maybe you twitch. Maybe finding some length here, a full body stretch if that feels right for you. Maybe even giving yourself a hug and saying thank you today and gratitude for arriving on the mat. We're going to linger on the back, starting with a very early heart opener, a gentle bridge. And so just bending the knees to plant your feet to the floor. Keep the ankles in line with the knees. Bring the palms down by the side. As you inhale, begin to press into the palms, into the heels, one vertebra at a time. Begin to lift the hips off of the floor. This doesn't have to be too big of a back bend, just a bit more of an awakening for the backside body. So as you lift the hips, can you feel the thighs energetically pull in? And then zip up through that pelvic floor like you really have to pee, can't find a bathroom, and maybe squeeze up through the glutes a little. If you have room to wiggle the shoulders up and under, you can wiggle. Let that heart open a little more. Just noticing here then how the Ujjayi pranayama now trapped in the mid-center of the body, your torso begins to feel as it moves the energy around. Every inhale and exhale here, even though the body is still, begins to massage the frequency of your energy, any sticky stagnancy, stuckness, contractiveness away from the body, away from your energetic state of being. Take one more big Ujjayi breath in. On the breath out, begin to lower the body to the floor. Walk the feet wide, knock the knees together. Maybe bringing the hand to the belly, the hand to the heart, just to pause to feel into that energy, the vibrations, the beating beneath the surface of the skin. And then eventually you'll walk the feet back towards center, take both knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. That way you can rock and roll a couple times so you can find your way seated. At the top of the mat, maybe it's crisscross applesauce, maybe you like to sit on your shins, and we'll take some seated twists from here. So on your inhale, sweep those arms up towards the sky. On the exhale, twist to the right, so your left fingers can come in front of you, right hand behind you on the floor. If you want to take it deeper, that left hand might even come to the top of the right thigh. Begin to twist some of this energy out of the body. So as you inhale, can you sit up a little taller? As you exhale, take the belly a little closer into the spine. Maybe begin to peek behind that right shoulder. One more breath here. Good. Take the inhale to come back through center. Both arms sweep up to the sky. Exhale, twist left, right hand in front of you, left hand behind, or deeper, right hand to the left thigh. Sitting up super tall, begin to twist, rinse your energetic state of being like a washcloth on the exhale. Good. Big breaths in. Twisting breaths out. Last inhale. Last exhale. Good, come back through center, arms sweep up overhead. And then as you exhale, plant your palms by your side. Take one of your feet out in front of you so you can come to stand in a forward fold at the top of the mat. And walk your feet a little wide for ragdoll. Feet about 2 knuckles width in space apart or wider. Let opposite hand find opposite elbow crease if that feels nice, or the knuckles can just hang heavy to the floor. And begin to just shimmy shake some of these layers of yourself to the floor. The versions of you that you're letting go of in this moment as you connect to the deeper sense of self. And then just begin to let those hands drape to the floor. If you took ragdoll, walk the feet together. Take a gentle bend to the knees on your inhale. Slowly roll yourself to stand, coming to attention mountain pose. Close the eyes and flip the palms forward. Take 3 big breaths as you arrive. Big Ujjayi inhales in. Slow Ujjayi exhales out. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Good, last breath. And on your inhale, arms sweep to the sky. Maybe open the eyes as you extend the mountain. Forward fold, breath out, a little bend to the knees as you hinge and melt over those thighs. Flat back, inhale, palms side up to shins, knees, thighs as the crown of the head lengthens. Exhale, fold. Plant your palms neatly in a plank pose. Step one leg back and the other. Today we're taking forearm plank, so drop one forearm to the floor. Drop the other forearm to the floor. Make sure your elbows are in line with your shoulders. Palms can stay in an 11 or you can clasp your knuckles together. Press the forearms down. Find a little hollowing out of your armpit. Feel your scapula, your shoulder blades move apart. Just like that bridge, can you feel the thigh bones wrap energetically in and up around the bone, but the hips do not lift and you hold just one more breath. Good, from forearm plank, you'll find dolphin. So it's like you're down dog, but you're on your forearms. Walk your toes in towards the elbows as you lift your hips towards the sky. I like to look back at my toes. If it feels better on your neck, you can look in between the forearms. Still pressing up, off, out of the floor. So really press the forearms down. Feel the shoulders activate. Take the navel a little deeper into the spine. Just 2 more breaths here to hold. From dolphin, take the inhale to walk yourself back to that forearm plank. Dropping the bum a little bit lower than you think you actually have to as the crown of the head lengthens. 2 more breaths. From forearm plank, you'll land in a sphinx. So just tap the knees to the floor as you unhook the toes. Let your pelvis drop to the earth, a little press into the tops of the feet so those knees ignite. And then you can play around with your gaze here. Maybe the neck wants some length. You can tuck the chin into the chest. Maybe you're just rolling out the head if that feels right. Letting your body and your prana, your energy sort of dictate how you're moving in this moment. Last breath. Bring your palms together. Take the elbows wide and use the exhale to just melt the body to the floor. Let one cheek hit the mat and arrive in some stillness. Let the feet flop open. Let any engagement go. Just be in existence with your inhale and your exhale on your tummy. And then bringing your chin, forehead to the floor, palms come under the shoulders, push up through tabletop and take a child's pose. Bring the toes together, knees widen as you sink your hips to your heels. Let your forehead, your third eye anchor you to the floor. This is the shape to come back to when you lose the connection to your breath, to your energetic and physical state of being, and you need to pause. Come here to linger as long as you need to linger. Come as often as you need to come. And when you're ready, from here, downward facing dog, coming back through tabletop to curl the toes, anchor into those heels and send your hips up to the sky. First inversion here, finding some length in the body. Maybe your hamstrings need you to pedal out the feet. Maybe your hips want to sway a little. Maybe you're peeking under one armpit and another. Again, what do you need in this moment? That is the beauty of yoga. It is not a one size fits all. It is meant to be customizable to what you need in the moment that you need it as you connect to these deeper parts of self. I am literally just a guide today. And so if I offer something and it's not serving you, take what does. On your next inhale, rise up to your tippy toes. Take a bend to the knees, look forward and walk your way to the top of the mat to that forward fold. Flat back inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale to fold. Your inhale, root to rise, reverse swan dive. The arms sweep the torso to lift. Forward fold on that breath out. Inhale, lengthen, flat back. Exhale to plant your palms to the floor. Step your left leg back so you're landing in a low lunge on the right. Today we're finding a pyramid. I like my pyramid wide in this lunge stance by just straightening into my right leg and rising a little higher onto my back left toes. If you like it narrow, hop that left heel into ground. Toes either face perfectly forward or at a 45-degree angle. If you have blocks, let the blocks frame that right leg. Otherwise, try to keep your finger pads on the floor and a little pull back of the right hip, a little pull down of the left, and your heart stays lifted. And try to dig some extra energy here into that right big toe so your right knee doesn't lock out too much. And that right hamstring takes a little bit of length. Just one more breath. Good. Come back forward into your lunge. Maybe that means you're scooting your left toes back. Take your hands to the floor and pluck your right foot off the mat so you're coming into core plank. Tap your right knee over to your right elbow. Twist and tap it over to your left elbow. Good. Take it back to a three-legged dog. Take your right leg up to the sky. As you exhale, come back to core plank. That knee just comes into the chest and you're lowering your shin to the floor. So your right knee is in line with the right hip, and then float your left leg off the mat. A little balance here on your right shin and onto your finger pads. Finding some cat and cow here with your left leg lifted. So on your inhale, maybe the heart opens a little deeper as the belly drops. On the exhale, push the floor away, round the spine. Take your left knee into your nose. Kick it back, a little drop of the belly, inhale. Exhale, knee to nose. Good, one more, inhale. And exhale. Kick that left leg back behind you, the crown of the head lengthens. Tap the left toes back to the floor. Pluck this right knee off the earth, come back to core plank. Downward facing dog, hips high, step the right toes to meet the left. Pause, take a breath in. Take a breath out. Inhale, roll forward to plank, shoulders over fingertips. Pause. Rock a little farther forward. Drop your knees to your floor. Unhook the toes. Pull the heart forward just a smidge on the inhale so your elbow creases spin forward as well. And then on the exhale, bend at the elbows. They hug into the side body like a tricep push-up lower in one straight line to the floor. Finding a belly down back bend, pressing into the tops of the feet, baby cobra. The palms energetically scrub back to lift the chin, the chest off the floor. You can hang out here. You can press all the way into the palms to lift up to a full cobra, or you can stay in your baby cobra and then lift hands and legs. Find a locust. Excuse me, breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. Exhale, release back to the floor. Pushing up through tabletop on the inhale, curl the toes, downward facing dog on the exhale. Your next inhale, rise up to those tippy toes, big bend to the knees, look forward. You can step walk, hop float, knee at the top of your mat. Good, flat back, inhale. Exhale to fold. Root to rise, big breath in, reverse swan dive. Forward fold, breath out. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step the right leg back. Low lunge on the left for that pyramid, straighten into the left leg. Either keep it wide and lift that right heel off of the floor, or you hop the right heel into ground. Toes face forward or turned out to a 45-degree angle. The left hip comes up and back, the right hip comes down and forward. Good, one more breath. Bend that left knee, come back to lunge, scoot the right toes back, plant the palms. Pluck this left foot off the earth, core plank. Tap left knee, left elbow. Left knee, right elbow. Take it back, three-legged. Exhale, core plank, left knee into the chest, lower that shin to the floor. Lift the right foot off the mat. Finding that cat-cow, little drop of the belly on the inhale. Exhale, round, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Exhale, round. Good, one more. Kick that right leg back. Drop the right toes. Block that left knee off the floor, core plank. Downward facing dog. Roll forward to plank, shoulders and wrists align. Pause. Rock forward. Shoulders now over fingertips. Maybe the knees tap, maybe they stay lifted, lower. All the way to the floor. Unhook the toes, baby cobra, full cobra, locust, your belly down, back bend of choice on your inhale. 2 more breaths. Good, exhale, melt the body to the earth. Maybe curl the toes, inhale, push up through plank, pass through tabletop, downward facing dog. Right away, rise up to tippy toes, bend the knees, look forward, step walk, hop float. Meet me at the top of the mat. Flat back, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. This time it's a chair, so the toes might touch or the feet might be a little wide. Big bend to the knees as you drop the bum low. Arms sweep the torso to lift. In this chair, I want you to imagine you're holding a big beach ball over the crown of your head. Feel your thigh bones pull in and up. Hug the belly button in and breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Good. One more breath in. Forward fold, breath out. Flat back. Plant those palms. Step to plank. This time, maybe you start to take chaturanga, rock forward. Lower halfway, pause once the elbows hit the side body or lower to the floor. Inhale, roll over the toes, lift the heart, upward facing dog. Exhale, the low belly takes you up and back. Downward facing dog. Bring your toes together, take your right heel to the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, take your right knee to your right elbow. Twist it over to your left elbow. Take it back, three-legged. Good, exhale, right knee to chest, drop that shin to the floor. Opening up to a little mini half moon. Pivot the right shin to face the left. Left hip stacks on top. Left arm to the sky. And then bring your weight to the right finger pads. Float that left leg off the floor. Squeezing through your outer left hip and oblique. Good, from here, we're transitioning to the top of the mat. So look down at the floor. Like we did on hands and knees, crunch this left knee into the chest to step it forward to the top of the mat as you pivot onto that right shin. Standing split, walk your hands, if you have blocks, take them with you. In front of the left toes, curl the right foot and kick that right heel to the sky. From here, on your inhale, crunch your right knee into the chest and pendulum swing your way to stand. A single leg mountain, hands to prayer. Try to stamp that right foot on a stool. Pull the right hip down, left hip up. Pause, breathe. Inhale. Exhale. Good, inhale. Exhale. From this shape, warrior 3, hinge the crown of the head forward. Kick that right leg behind you. Torso and spine, creating a T-like shape with the body. If you have blocks and you're using them, they're in front of you about a foot forward, tallest measurement, palms to blocks. Try to pull that right hip down. Try to press the left foot down to hike the left hip up a little bit. And then take a big bend to this left knee on your inhale. You land in warrior 2 on that exhale. So as the right foot lands, that hip opens and you walk the feet a little wide. Arms come open to a T. Slow that breath down. Full and complete. Good. Flip that left palm. Take a little reach forward. Straighten up through that inner left leg. Reverse the triangle. Coming through a triangle pose, hinge forward. Pull the right hip back. The left leg keeps its length, and there's a little tick-tock of the arms to 6 and 12. That heart begins to open, and you're using your obliques, your side body, to keep the body lifted. Now you can hang out here if you want to come with me. Take your right forearm behind your back, so trying to drop your right shoulder to the floor. And then take your left arm forward towards the top of your mat, your left ear and your left tricep, find a little connection. Hold for just one more breath. Keep your body, look down at the floor, bend that left knee, pivot forward, step back forward to chair, take the right arm up overhead, bend the knees, drop the bum, breath in, breath out. From here, finding chair plane, keep chair, lift the heels, float your arms back behind you like you're taking that beach ball over the bum. One more breath. Good, drop the heels, come back to chair, arms sweep up, forward fold, breath out. Flat back, inhale. Plant the palms, find your way to plank. You take your vinyasa of choice, lower halfway through that chaturanga or all the way. Inhale, up dog, baby cobra. Maybe you're skipping it all together and just arriving. Downward facing dog. Let some of that energy go. Take a deep breath in through the nose and an open mouth sigh. Feel those lips, toes together. Take your left leg up to the sky. Rise high to the right tip toes. Exhale, tap left knee. Left elbow. Twist it over. Right elbow. Take it back, three-legged. Core plank, knee to chest. Drop that left shin to the floor. Setting up for that mini half moon. Pivot the left shin to face the right. Stack the right hip on top of the left hip. Reach that right arm up to the sky. And then bring your weight to your left finger pads. Float that right leg off the floor. Squeezing up through the right side body, the oblique, the outer hip. Look down at the floor for that transition. Crunch your right knee into the chest to step the right foot to the top of the mat. Pivot the left shin. Walk your hands blocks forward. Standing split, curl the left toes, kick the left heel to the ceiling. Crunch your left knee into your chest. Pendulum swing your way to stand. Left knee into chest. Single leg mountain, hands to prayer. Breathe, find some stability in that right foot. Pull the right hip up, left hip down. Big inhales. Big exhales. Good, one more. Come through warrior three. Hinge forward, kick the left leg behind. Torso trying to create that T-like shape. And then bend that right knee so that left foot can land in your warrior two. The left foot lands wide. The toes turn a little out, arms to the T. Maybe close the eyes as you come back to that breath. Big inhales in. Strong exhales out. Big breaths in. Strong breaths out. So good. Flip that right palm. Take a little reach forward. Lift up through the inner right thigh as you reverse that triangle. Come all the way up and back into triangle pose. So leave the lower body as is. Pull the left hip a little back. Reaching forward and eventually a little tick-tock of your arms to 6 and 12. Obliques inside body doing a lot of the effort here to keep you stable and strong. You can linger here or take your left arm behind the back, dropping the left shoulder towards the floor. Reach your right arm forward, try to connect your right ear and your right tricep. Hold, breathe. Keep the body, just look down at the floor. A little bend to that right knee as you begin to pivot forward, step back forward to chair, my friends. We're gonna pick up the pace just a little. Chair plane, lift the heels, float the arms behind you. Inhale, come right back to chair. Exhale, fold. Flat back, inhale. Plant the palms. Mimi in down dog. Maybe you're taking a vinyasa, shooting through. Maybe you're ditching it all together. Toes together, right leg lifts. Exhale, tap right knee, right elbow. Take it back, three-legged, right heel to the sky. Exhale, tap over to your left elbow. Take it back, three-legged. Core plank, drop your shin to the floor. Mini half moon as you open up, lift the left foot right away. Exhale, take that left knee into the chest to step forward. Inhale, standing split, kick your right leg to the sky. Pendulum swing your way to stand. This time we're adding in an eagle. Cross your right thigh on top of the left. Bend that left knee like you're finding chair. Right toes can tap to the floor. They can hover. They can wrap around the ankle. Hands can stay at prayer, or add your eagle arms. V your arms out in front of you. Right arm under the left. Cross your palms to the shoulders. Find your inner palms, outer palms together. Take your hands to prayer. Take your right knee back into the chest. Inhale, hinge forward. Warrior three. This time as you exhale, it's a deep goddess squat. So as that right foot lands, turn the toes out, both toes out, heels in. Drop your bum between your thighs. Upper body is entirely yours. Lower half as well. The knees will stay bent, but maybe you're moving. Maybe you're twisting, side bending. Cactus the arms, add those eagle arms back in. 3 breaths. 3 breaths to breathe. Big inhales. Nice, Kristen. Nice, Lizzie. You got this, Chris. 2 more. Last breath. Good. Squeeze up through those inner thighs. 5-point star. Arms come up overhead. Parallel your feet to face the right side of the room. Bring your hands to your low back sacrum, your butt pockets. Take the shoulder blades together. A little lift of the heart on the inhale. Wide leg forward fold. Melt between the thighs on the exhale. You got 5 breaths here. To be still, to move, to shift. Really, truly anything that you need. Staying with that Ujjayi pranayama, the wave oceanic breath, strong and audible. Flushing energy, stagnancy, shifting. That prana just beneath the surface of the skin. In and out, around and through the body as it needs to be moved. Walking your way to the top of the mat, you'll land in your low lunge. On your left, take your right hand to the floor or to a block, left hand to low back sacrum. A little lengthening on that inhale to find a twist on the exhale. You can always drop the back right knee to the floor. If the shoulders stack, you can take that left arm up to the sky. Deep twist here though, so can you press the right hand down a little deeper to twist a little more? Maybe notice that armpit take a little bit of a shake. Breathe for 3. Breathe for 2. Good. On the exhale, untwist to the floor. Take this left leg up and back. We're finding that right to the other side. So 3-legged dog. Exhale, tap left knee, left elbow. Take it back, 3-legged. Exhale, twist to the right elbow. 3-legged, inhale. Exhale, core plank. Drop that shin to the floor. Mini half moon, float the right leg as you lift the right arm and open up the heart. Crunch your right knee into your chest, step the right foot forward. Standing split on that inhale, kick that left heel to the sky. Inhale, pendulum swing your way to stand. Eagle from here, cross the left thigh over the right. Bend that right knee like you're finding chair. Left toes can stay hovered. You can tap them to the floor or wrap the left ankle around the right. Arms out like a V. Take that left arm under the right. Palms to shoulders. Inner outer palms connect. Feeling that energy squeezing up through the inner thigh. So pull the right thigh up, left thigh down. Lift the elbows off the chest. Breathe in some stillness. Last big breath. Unravel the hands, find prayer. Take this left knee back up and into the chest as you stand. Warrior 3, hinge forward, kick that left leg behind. Landing in that deep goddess squat, so the right knee takes a bend so the left toes can land. As you pivot to the left, turn your heels in, toes out, drop your bum between the thighs. 5 breaths here. Move, stay still, add arms, side bend, twist, palms to the tops of the legs if you want it supported. So good. 3 more. Squeeze up through those inner thighs, come to stand, 5-point star. Parallel your feet to face the left side of the room. Either hands come to low back, or you can clasp your hands together like a bind. Take the knuckles to the floor on the inhale, lift the heart, exhale forward, fold, melt between the thighs. If you have that bind, you can play with that as long as you want to. Release it to the floor when you want to. 5 breaths of exploration here. As you stay in that Ujjayi pranayama, is there something your body feels like it's craving? Listen to your body. Move with your body. Stay still with your body. Good, last breath. Walking forward to the top of the mat. Low lunge on the right. Maybe this time you step to plank and you take a vinyasa. Maybe you don't. Maybe it's just a downward facing dog. And from there, I'll invite you to come into a child's pose. Tap the knees, let them come wide with the toes together. Sink your hips to your heels. Let the third eye come to the floor. And if there's movement here, take movement. I love wiggling around in my child's pose, letting my hips sway, letting my forehead move. And just noticing how this child's pose feels energetically and physically in your body as opposed to that first one we took at the beginning of practice. Getting hyper aware of your own power to shift and transmute and change your whole physical and energetic state of being on a conscious, subconscious, deep awareness level. When it feels right for you, come back to downward facing dog. And we're just gonna find a hip opener of choice today. And so you have a couple options. If you wanna come onto the back for something, come onto the back. If it's a reclined pigeon, the right leg will lift and you'll just take the right knee behind the right wrist, drop that shin to the floor, scoot back in that left hip. Maybe let yourself settle for a moment and then melt over that right side. If it's a lizard, from that 3-legged dog, you'll just step the right foot a little wide. Let both palms come to the inside of that right foot. Sometimes I like to stay active with my left knee lifted, but you're more than welcome to drop it. And then lizard is one of those shapes that has an infinite of possibilities. And so I'll let you sort of decide if you land there, what you need in it, if you're there at all. And it really truly just depends on how that hip feels. So if you hit a shape and you land in it and you're like, nope, nope, this isn't it today, you shift and you physically move out of it into something different. But more importantly, what you're doing here is you're breathing, letting the prana, the energy ride the breath like that wave to create space and room and connection. 5 more.
Black hole sun, won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun.
The invitation to linger here is always there for you. So if you're loving where you're at in this moment, or maybe even not, but you feel like you need to stay, let yourself stay. Just coming out of that hip opener however you desire to, and taking anything in between sides. So for me, I'm in lizard. I actually prefer to come back into that child's pose. If you're in pigeon, maybe you shimmy shake that right leg up and back behind you from your down dog. Maybe it's a child's pose, maybe a vinyasa, a flush of energy in between sides. And just know that the left leg, if you started with the right, is there for you when and only when you're ready. Also knowing that the shape you take on that side does not have to be the exact same one that you took on the right. My left leg is always more cranky than my right. And so I tend to do something different because that's what feels right on my body. What feels right on yours? What do you need? This is literally about you getting to know your own body and choosing for yourself and feeling good in the choices that you make as you connect with yourself on this deeper level. And checking in here, are you breathing? Full Ujjayi inhales, full Ujjayi exhales.
Hang my head, drown my fear, till you all just disappear.
2 more breaths.
Won't you come and wash away the rain? Black hole sun, won't you come? Won't you come?
And again, there's that invitation to linger. Take your time to come out of the shape you've landed in, any counter movement in between sides. Child's pose, one final vinyasa. Literally anything here that you desire to move through. I'll give you a few moments for that, and just know the next place you'll land in with me is somewhere seated. Somewhere seated on your mat, propped up on a pillow, on a block, with your shoulders stacked over the hips. But please find the movement here that you need to feel whole and complete in your body, in the physical form, before we tap even deeper into the prana, into the energy, your life force. We'll be moving when you're ready to find that seated shape into some Kapalabhati. Now please take your time to arrive in that seated shape. Again, letting yourself get cozy and comfortable, either seated crisscross applesauce on your shins, propped up on a pillow if you want to adjust and go back to your couch or somewhere that's even more comfortable for you. You are more than welcome to do so. Let you get comfy so that you can sit and breathe. And we're going to check back in with that one of those three plexus centers that we checked in with before. So which one felt sticky and stuck for you? Bring your palm there. So either to your clavicle thumb and the four fingers on the tops of the chest, your palm to your rib cage, thumb just above the navel, pointer finger below. This is where your hand will stay for Kapalabhati today. And even though the breath is going to still be full and complete, I invite you to focus all of your energy and your attention to that one area of the body. We'll take a couple rounds of breath here just to prepare, but keep your palm on that area. Close the eyes down if you haven't already to settle in. Take 3 full breaths in and out of the nose. Good, 2. Beautiful, last breath. Use this exhale to empty out all of the air out of the lungs. Empty out, empty out, empty out. Moving into our one single round of Kapalabhati. Just inhale 3/4 of the way. Forceful exhale through the nose. The inhale happens effortlessly. Exhale, 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 exhale. Good work, everybody. Feel that belly button pump into the spine. Focus your energy on that plexus center. Chest, rib cage, belly, but you're breathing full. Good. Exhale, 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 exhale. Find the rhythm here of the music. Get lost in your breath. Let the breath move the prana around. Let the breath get you unsticky, unstuck for more room to connect to yourself. So good. Exhale, 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 exhale. We're not here for too much longer. You've got this. You know that the work is being done here in this moment with yourself, your inhales and your exhales. You are receiving and downloading everything you need about yourself in this moment. Exhale, 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 exhale. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that breath go. Empty out completely. Hold that breath at the bottom just for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Take a deep breath in. Take a deep breath in. Full, complete. Hold that breath at the top. Holding this one a little while longer. How long can you hold full of life, full of prana? Notice the energy shifting even with the breath unmoving. Feel sensation just beneath the surface of the skin. Just here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let that go. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Good work, everybody. And an open mouth sigh. 2 more deep breaths in. Open mouth exhale. Yeah, 1 more deep breath in. And an open mouth exhale. Take a moment here to just let the breath simmer. You can leave your palm on that plexus center if it feels right. But just notice. What does the energy feel like there just beneath the surface of the skin? How are you aware of yourself in this moment? What feelings are alive and full and present for you right now? Is there something still contracted, still sticky and stuck, or does there feel like there is more space? Is it freer, alive, buzzing, humming? Again, there's no right or wrong here. It's just simply getting to know yourself in this new explorative way.
As you breathe in and as you breathe out, allow your body in this space to be aware. Notice where in your body you are touching any surface. Perhaps the surface of furniture, the surface where it meets clothing, and even the surface where air touches you. Your body, the physical form of you, is the vehicle through which you are moving in this life. When we become aware of our body, we can begin to work even more with it in harmony and listen to the cues that it gives us. As you breathe in, deep, full inhales down into your belly, filling up your belly, your chest, and your ribs. Imagine that you are anchored to the place beneath you. Wherever your bottom is touching the ground, or the surface beneath you, imagine as if you are anchored in this space. You might imagine roots. Perhaps you imagine the anchor of a boat. You might imagine any other kind of grounding, purposeful anchoring that suits your needs. As you are anchored in this place, visualize your body drawing energy up from the ground beneath you, filling up your bottom, extending out through your legs all the way to your toes. This energy, the prana, invigorating your body. Imagine that energy now drawing up through your pelvic floor, the base of your spine, your pelvic bowl, your solar plexus, your chest, filling up your heart space. This bridge, this area where our lower chakras meet our upper chakras. Imagine this energy pooling in your heart center. Radiating out now through your arms all the way to your fingertips. Then extending up your neck, around your shoulders, your back body, and up through your jaw, your mouth, your lips, your nose, your forehead, the little space between your eyebrows, and up through your crown, once more cooling the top of your crown. Imagine this energy now extending upwards beyond you. Almost as if there's this energy channel running all the way from beneath you, extending all the way above you, allowing energy to run freely through you. That channel of energy grows bigger and bigger. Maybe it started kind of like a small straw, then the size of a bubble tea straw. Now perhaps the size of a pool noodle. And then getting even bigger and bigger, engulfing the whole body. Imagining yourself inside this channel of energy. As it extends beyond you in all directions. Now shift your focus to your breath. Notice your inhalations and your exhalations. Allow them to begin to expand. Just like the physical energy moving before, allow your breath to expand. Notice how the energy fills up your belly, your ribs, and your chest. How the energy inflates your lungs and your diaphragm, contracts and expands with each and every breath. And then notice how that breath actually extends all throughout your body with each inhalation and each exhalation. Feeling that breath in every ounce of your being. And if there's any area that you feel any tension or gripping or holding, with your next inhale, send that breath right into that space, allowing the prana to open, to create more space, to expand. With each exhale, releasing any of that tension or gripping or holding. And then noticing the space that that breath creates, whether it's a lot or a little, specific or non-specific. Now allowing your breath to extend beyond your body, filling up all time and space around you, extending into the room around you, and perhaps even beyond the room. With each inhalation and exhalation, notice this energy circulating around you, beyond you, within you, and it is you. Visualizing this energy now as a glowing, warm light, whatever color suits you. Allow that light to be gentle and radiant as you turn your attention inwards to your thoughts and emotions. And if there's any area in your body or any sensation or emotion or feeling that wants to arise, allow it now to come to the surface. Allow that feeling, that emotion, that sensation, that thought to step into the light, coming out of the shadow. And imagine the warm, glowing light embracing whatever it is that wants to be seen, loved, and held. Accepting whatever comes up, and even if nothing comes up right now, accepting that. Embracing whatever it is with light and love. Knowing that it is already integrated. Now, going a little deeper, perhaps even imagining a staircase. Taking some energetic steps down your staircase, maybe even hearing the sound of your feet walking down. I'll count down from 10 to 0, allowing you to go a little bit deeper. 10, you take the first step, noticing the sound and the sensation. 9, journeying to the depth that your subconscious allows. 8, seeing your feet before you, hearing the sound as you step down. 7, releasing any tension that comes up. 6, noticing your body relaxing even more. 5, halfway there. 4, in comfort and surrender. 3, making your way to the bottom of the staircase. 2, you see the last step approaching. Relaxed. 1, you take that step. 0, you have arrived. In front of you, you see 3 doors. Any type of doors. And it's your choice today which door you approach and which door you peek inside. Approach the door now. And if that door wants to be opened, allowing yourself to open the door now and step through, looking around, noticing what you notice. Allow your subconscious to be free, to show you what it is that wants to be revealed. Be in this space for a few moments, breathing deeply. Now allow your light to shine, to illuminate anything else in this room that desires to be seen. Imagine it being calm, peaceful, beautiful light to shine in this space. And ask yourself for any guidance that you seek to be revealed to you. And perhaps it will come up now, or perhaps it will come up at some later time. But setting that intention that your highest self reveal that guidance to you. And then repeating to yourself a positive affirmation to help you anchor into this place, knowing. Perhaps something like, I am open to receiving guidance from myself, or I am open to the possibility of divine guidance. Whatever feels right for you, state it now in your head or in your heart. And now taking a moment to express gratitude to yourself for allowing what needed to come up, for what needed to be shown, what needed to be with you today, to be here and be with you. Thanking and expressing gratitude for the experience of today, for the insights that have been gained, for the time that you carved out for you. I invite you now to gently begin to walk up those stairs, coming back up to the surface when you're ready, before opening your eyes. Bringing your palms to heart center. And if it feels right for you, generating some heat to rub them together, then placing them over the eye, and slowly peeking through the fingers before coming back to the screen. Smile if it feels right for you before connecting to the other one screen. And so it is.
Give you some time here if you just want to sit with yourself and integrate any of that. If you want to journal, if you have anything down to journal, anything that came up. And as always, there's room here for you to be witnessed and held in anything whatsoever, if anything at all, either in the chat or by coming off mute. Mm.
I felt like I was almost being hypnotized there for a second. Like as soon as you reach zero, like I fully not like my head fully nodded and I caught myself. Like I almost fell right into it. Like and I did see some stuff. So that was exciting because I haven't seen anything yet. I don't know what to make of it. In the room, all I found was a trunk, like a big trunk that you'd find at the end of a bed or something. And when I opened it up, there was a massive map inside. And I don't know if it was a treasure map or what, but I feel like it was a treasure map. I don't know what that means.
I love hearing your your sensations, your seeings, your reflection. The words are hard right now. The meditation is, in fact, on purpose to bring you into that deep theta state. And the theta is that hypnotic state. So that it went the way it did. And so I'm happy that the effect was as it should be, but also it served your purpose. Because I know you had mentioned to me yesterday that you were frustrated. And that's a totally valid way to feel, because sometimes our subconscious doesn't want us to see anything, and it doesn't. That's a seeing and a knowing in itself that it's like not ready yet, that it's not time yet. So then to hold that space like you have been for the last couple of days, to be in grace and compassion with yourself until your subconscious wanted to show you what it wanted to show you.
I also think it's so great that you.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, I also think that it's so great that you're giving yourself the space to not make sense of it. And I think that's a lot of the work is sometimes not trying to make sense and just letting the things come through, because you are, as I kind of was saying in the yoga practice, you're receiving everything from yourself and you're downloading the information. It just might not land right when you want it to. I know for me, just as like an example, coming back from my the music festival, I didn't think that I got anything like profound out of that until like 3 days later when I got home and I realized like all of this stuff about myself that I really hadn't faced before. And so it's like those little nuggets, right? Where like you get the information, you're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to do with the information, so I'm just going to let it sit, and it will land when it's meant to land, like Lizzie was saying.
I feel like it was nautical, like
Ooh.
I feel like the chest that I found was like a pirate's chest. Or it's
Would be
not
fun.
necessarily a pirate, but like somebody on the sea.
You can ask yourself before you go to bed, to reveal to yourself in your dream state what it means, or if it could show you more of what it's trying to let you know and communicate to you, because we can program our subconscious mind before we're falling asleep, and it will show us things, maybe not right away, but over time things will come.
Every time I wear my amethyst ring to bed, I remember my dreams much better. But I'm a little chubby at the moment and it doesn't fit right now. So
Do you have a chain that you can put it on?
I do, yeah. And I have other rocks that I can just put next to or like inside my pillowcase or something.
Yeah, do that. Do that. And maybe even like keep like your journal like next to your bed if you like happen to wake up first thing and you're like, oh, I remember I gotta write it down that way. Because if you're like me, like if I don't write something down right away, it's gone. Like, and I lose it and then I can't come back to it. So yeah, I would definitely
especially
recommend.
if it's a dream. I tend to remember them as soon as I wake up, but then as if I don't sit and think about it and take a moment and I just get up and go on with my day, it's gone.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Thanks.
Ooh, I'm excited. I have homework.
Chris,
Me.
my other question to you was like my thoughts on like helping people on this journey is to help them cultivate their morning and their evening routines. And you don't do it all at once, like you don't just go like from 0 to 100. That's silly, because then it's not sustainable. But what is one thing maybe that you've already noticed this week that you have shifted into or out of? And what is one thing you'd like to shift into or out of?
Yeah, I do. I definitely want to shift into a solid and consistent morning and evening routine. And I feel like I've shifted into not jumping on my phone right away as soon as I wake up, and actually take like just spending a few more extra moments in bed, either cuddling with pepperoni or reflecting on any dreams that I had. And that's been really nice. I gotta get my boyfriend on that because he's like he'll roll over and grab his phone. It's like, oh my God, the lights aren't even on yet.
That makes me really happy, because it's one of the things I want like our whole world to start doing, is not get on their phone first thing in the morning, spend time with themselves, because what happens is we just start numbing from the second we wake up, and we're not present, and we're infiltrated in the most amazing brain state waves that we have, because for the first 15 minutes that you're awake, you're still in your theta brain waves. So you can literally program your brain so much easier than any, like that time and nighttime, like the last 15 minutes before you fall asleep. You can program your brain. So you could put on affirmations if you wanted to. You could repeat your own affirmations if you want to. You could have solfeggio frequencies, anything like that will allow you to go deeper into your practice of what are you cultivating. It could simply be journaling in those first 15 minutes.
Do the sound bowls do that too? Because I think I mentioned to you yesterday that I started listening to sound bowls as I'm sleeping, the quartz crystal sound bowls or whatever. Yeah, they're nice. And I noticed too when I put them on that I'm out like a light so much faster than if I put on like brown noise or white noise or Friends
Or bacon.
or The Office or Bacon. She sleeps to
I mean,
sound.
hey, I fall asleep to Friends too sometimes. It's like a comfort blanket. It feels so nice because you know what's gonna
Right?
happen.
Yeah, I don't need to watch it. I know what's going to happen. Same with The Office. But I've gotten into this bad habit of crashing on the couch first and then at like the 2 hours later going to the bed. So
Oh,
I'll stop
Chris,
doing
I've been
that.
there. That happens to me too. I've gotten like I actually had a really nasty habit of that for like a year. And I had to be like, as soon as I get kind of tired, I had to be like, no, I gotta go to bed. Like I can't just lie here and let myself get sleepy. Like I have to go to bed. So you're not alone in that struggle. Mm. Chris, do you feel complete, or is there anything else that you want to share? Anything else you want to be held in?
No, I feel pretty good. Yeah.
Mm,
Complete. I'm complete.
good. Lizzie, how about you?
I
You
love
got
you.
any you got anything else you want to share?
I love you too.
Oh, I love you too. And I love you, Chris. And I
Thanks.
love all of you
No,
watching
I
the
love.
replay at home.
Love you
So much
all.
love. Yeah, thank you for joining today. And so the next 2
Ashley,
days, yeah.
do you have anything that you need to be held or in completeness with?
Well, I will share actually, since you're giving me space to
Please
share.
do.
So that
Yeah,
that
absolutely.
meditation, I'm going to concur with Chris that I did feel like slightly hypnotized, which I've never felt before. And so that was so lovely.
Mm.
I had to laugh at myself a couple times because this is something that I am working on in my own life is when I know where something is going, instead of letting someone guide me, I'm like 2 steps ahead of you. And so when you were counting down the stairs, I had to be I had to be like, I was already at the bottom and you were only at like 3. And I was like, Ashley, just like let her guide you there. Like just let her guide you there. And so when I finally like let myself go and I let you guide me, I walked over to a door and I didn't necessarily find anything specific, but there was a lot of feeling of space, which is something that in my life I'm
Mm.
trying to cultivate more space to not do as much as I do because I overdo things all the time. And I thought that was a really beautiful affirmation for myself that what cognitively I know that I need and I want on a subconscious level, I also need as well. So it was just a really beautiful affirmation to like feel that space that I need and know that like it's there for me to create it and that there's going to be a lot of really awesome things to come from me creating that space. So that was really lovely.
Mm. Thank you for sharing. That's really cool. And I love that you're so cognizant of ahead of like let somebody lead you. I understand. I'm with you. That's why we do the things that we do. It is a
Mm-hmm.
practice. It is a journey. And also remember, like, because I'll be doing like similar meditations in Reiki like this. I tend to do these kinds of meditations when I'm holding a Reiki space. Sometimes it'll land and you'll be like, "Oh, I felt hypnotized." And other times you'll be like, "It didn't work." And so know that that's okay. It's not that it's not working. It's just that sometimes our minds are stubborn and they don't, or our subconscious does not want to show us something at that time. And it's all okay.
Yeah. It was beautiful. I loved it. I've never really been in your realm in that space before. And I absolutely, as a facilitator and a space holder, I loved it. It was so nice. It was so nice.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you
How
so
about
much,
you,
Ash.
Lizzie? I know that you gave us through meditation, but is there anything that came up in the movement for you or anything that
Oh, I just noticed that my body felt so like so different, but from the beginning to the end, it was feeling really, my hip area has been hurting a lot lately. It's been talking to me, and I'm trying to pay attention to why and the messages it's giving me, because I know that it's um this pain is here for a reason for me, and it's not gonna probably leave my body until I shift the things that really need shifting in my life. So I pay attention to when it acts up more or not, and what that's trying to communicate. So that being able to go into a pigeon pose on my right side and feel comfortable. I haven't done that in so long, and that was lovely. It felt so nice. So I really enjoyed that. Yeah.
That's good. That's like pigeon and the left side with me. My left hip is always like way, way more crankier. And so sometimes I don't even bother trying because I'm like, we're not there today. But I'm glad that you got into that and that felt so good. So good.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for everyone for being here for an hour and a half. I don't think Lizzie and I totally planned for it to go this long. But
Nope.
it is,
But it needed to.
yeah, for sure. And please, if you're watching this at home and Chris here live, I'm gonna give this as like an undertone that happens with me, and I think that happens with Lizzie often. Is like I plan for X amount of time, and it might go over if I, and that's just how life happens, especially with space holding. So if you plan for an hour and you can only be with us for an hour, know that you can always hop off. We're not going to be offended if you have to leave. Yeah, you just leave, go do your thing. Watch the replay. If you can come back in, you're always more than welcome to come back in, but I don't want anyone to feel like they have to stay for the entire time. And I know that that's something we didn't really mention before. So please know that when you come into a space, stay as long as you can, that you can, and that you feel comfortable staying. And if you need to hop out, just hop out and come back and watch the replay. Yeah. All right. With that being said, love you all. I hope you have such a beautiful rest of your weekends. If you're on your weekend, the next 2 days are for you to integrate on your own. So you have all of these recordings. You're more than welcome to come back to any of them, watch them. But I always like to challenge you to integrate on your own. I love taking the training wheels off of the bike. So we're going to take the training wheels off of week 1 and let you go off into your own exploration. When we come back together Monday, you are with me, and we are starting to explore your emotional state of being. And we're going to work through yoga and use our body and our breath to feel emotion on Monday. So come prepared with your mat, your yoga clothes, water. We'll probably be together for about an hour, I'm going to assume. So yeah, that is that. If you don't have anything, we will stop this recording. If I can find where to stop it. I'm like, where'd my recording go? Oh, there it is. Stop.